Okay. A little bit about our vision. Our vision was to provide good housing for the elderly, safe, warm, home-like, and where people could really enjoy the rest of their lives. And we had hoped that when they came to the buildings that we built, that they would in fact be able to stay as long as they wanted. Now we recognized that we didn't have all the health facilities that we would like to eventually get, and we'd love to get into the campus of care, but that's the way the health situations are set up in the province. That's a whole other consideration, but we moved up to this level of supportive living, and there is assisted living in John Alfred Manor through VHA, Vancouver Island Health Authority, and services are being provided to our residents in our other buildings, and the same in Vancouver by the health authorities over there, even in the self-contained apartments. So the vision is to do that for all of us. When I started out at CMHC, I used to go on the lecture tour, and I was designing seniors projects, and they used to kid me and say, "Are you trying to set up a good retirement so you got a place to go in your old age?" And those days I was 40 years old. Today I is a senior citizen, and like it or not, I am one. And it's true. We all want a good place to live. And it's about choices. If you've got lots of money, you've got lots of choices. If you don't have a lot of money, you don't have as many choices. And so what we were trying to do was provide people with options and choices so that they could choose how they want to live, where they want to live, and feel safe and secure and cared for and happy. We found a lot of seniors were becoming socially isolated as their friends were dying off, or their relatives or the kids were moving away. They often became isolated in their own homes and neighborhoods, and this gave them an opportunity and a choice as an alternative. It's not everybody's answer, but it is an answer for those that want it and choose it. History about the site. I'll tell you quickly, we mentioned this when we did John Alfred Manor. I first bought this site from BC Building Corporation in the 80s with a high-flying partner from Vancouver who was a real character. The two of us bought it, and eventually he sold out to me, and I went on with the government. Motor Vehicles was here. It was originally the Times Colonist building, and where we are sitting today in this room used to be where the original printing room was for the newspapers. They had some big presses down in the other building as well. And John Alfred Manor was the final building they were in, and then Motor Vehicles moved in when British Columbia Building Corporation purchased it. And they were here for a number of years. I think they were my tenants for about 14 years. And then one day they up and moved. They were gone. And nothing I could do. It was a political decision. And so I had this big empty shell, which was pretty old by then. It was 60 years old, and showing signs of wear and tear. And so what do you do with it? And we looked for all kinds of alternatives. We looked at high-tech center, we looked at call centers, we looked at furniture stores, we had shopping center ideas for it. Nothing seemed to work. And one day a friend said to me, "Why don't you do what you do best and put seniors housing on the site?" And I said, "Well, I thought about it, and I always like to choose very active central locations for our seniors housing, because I think as we get older, you become less active physically by restraints of age, but you still like to participate. You don't want to be sitting out looking at a beautiful pasture somewhere. You want to be active, and if you can't do everything yourself, you'd like to at least see it happening and see what's going on around you." So I thought from that perspective, it made a lot of sense. It didn't make sense from the neighborhood, because the neighborhood at the time was looking a bit run down and tired, and there were problems in the area. We did focus groups, and all the focus groups that we held, 3 of them I think, where all the experts came, said don't do it. And I thought, well, what do? I've got this mortgage that I need to pay, and that was a bit ironical in itself. Personal guarantees, so I'm on the hook for all the money, so I need to light up the action and do something. And so what you see today was born out of that need. It was born out of the need to do something and out of the need to try and meet somebody else's needs. And it's been a real win-win situation. So what you see today has lots of history to it, and we could go on and on and on. We won't do that. Cameron White, my lawyer, is sitting here today. He had to go to court and defend me a couple of times to get the judgment off my back and keep me going. The lawyer who said when we came up with the agreement with the society, and eventually then with Greg a few months later, he said, this is a pipe dream. Norm's got a pipe dream here. And our other lawyer said, Norm, you're in deep doo-doo. And the lawyer who said this is a pipe dream is the lawyer that was approving our mortgage draws for the second building. So anyhow, life goes round. Lots of history.